Hey guys, thanks for coming out and checking out my first video on my new channel. They call me Honey Bear. You might have heard of me. In fact, I would imagine all of you have heard of me. My target audience currently is the 12 friends who are encouraging me to financially ruin myself by starting a channel where I crack packs of magic cards. Which I can't think of a better way to spend a Saturday night, or roughly $15 looking at these three packs. Got into Magic a couple years ago now. Been a player, been a collector, just a lover of Magic the Gathering. Very much want more of it in my life. Shout out to my friend the Viking for getting me into Magic. He did it at a time where I was unemployed. It was probably not the best time to get me into Magic. And he did it in maybe the worst way possible. He was dating my roommate at the time and showed up one day and was like, "Hey, do you like games?" And this son of a bitch knew I loved games. Okay? He also knew I was unemployed, didn't really have a lot going on. He's like, "We should play Magic." And I was like, "Hey man, I don't think I'm that nerdy, right?" And he's like, "No, it's fun. You'll like it." He handed me a deck, and I felt the weight of it, the power, instant love, love at first sight, if you will. Normally talk about it with people, nah, me, cards. So over the next couple months, I was very active on OfferUp, trying to trade old video games and board games and books and anything else I had that wasn't money for Magic cards and trying to get into my new favorite hobby. And here we are 2 years later, between the Viking and a handful of other just lovely gentlemen, we'll call them. I am here, literally, and more, I guess, figuratively, setting money on fire by cracking some packs. So, starting video number one, Ravnica Allegiance. It is Magic's 80th set. Came out back in 2019. Lot of interesting cards we can pull. A lot of lore in this set. Again, 80th set, kind of a big deal. A lot of reasons I could have picked this set. None of which are the real reason. I walked into my local game store and was like, "Hey, those look cool. You know anything about them?" Guy standing there said, "I know they cost roughly $5. I was like, "I will take 3 of them." And here we are. So, first time doing one of these, just hoping to get through it without completely eating shit at any point during this video. Yeah, from what I can see online, cool packs, cool set. It gets into builds on Guilds of Ravnica, so we're looking at different color combinations. There's some split cards, cool mechanics, and the cards we're looking for to try and make any sort of money back on this. Shocklands, a Smothering Tithe would be dope, or Guardian Project. Short of that, no idea what else has value in this set. I will either edit in on the video or just in the next video tell you how much we are down on these packs. I will keep a running total on how much we are invested in this hobby throughout the year. We'll probably reset if I'm still doing this come 2026, because the number's probably going to bum me out, and we'll want to start fresh at a 0. Yep, we'll kind of go through the packs. We'll love on the art. We'll look at the mechanics. We'll hope to hit something worth, anything over $1 would be great. These are 5 each, so looking at $15. Smothering Tithe would pay for all of them. I think any of the Shocklands would pay for all 3 packs. That's assuming I ever sell any of my cardboard instead of just hoarding it like a greedy little gremlin. Anyways, let's go ahead and crack pack number 1. Yeah, you guys can hate on how I crack these open. We'll get into that later. We're just going to run straight through these. Cool, little flash flying, fairly cheap. Enter the battlefield effect. Not bad. Gore Clan Wrecker. I'll do my best with the names, but anyone who knows Magic knows, made by nerds for people who want to show off their language building skills. They read the fucking Hobbit and realized, oh, we can kind of delve into creating Elvish in our own way. Anyways, Riot, love that these cards say what these things do. I know what Menace is. I couldn't tell you what Riot is off the top of my head without that being on there. We're going to pick it up a little bit quicker. These are commons anyways. Impassioned Orator. Open the gates. Search your library for a basic land card or gate card. Reveal it. Put it in your hand. That's not bad. Consign to the pit. Yeah, we're just going to deal some damage. Destroy a creature. Get to the point. This set does have a lot of multicolor cards. Again, just destroying a creature with that bad boy. Watchful Giant. Yep, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Okay. Not even gonna try and pronounce that one. Goblin Gathering. God. Goblins are one of those tribal decks that you can make that are... Everyone has a goblin deck. Rhythm of the Wild. This is actually a fairly solid card in Commander from what I was seeing. When you're casting creatures, they can't be countered. That's nice. Suck it, blue players. Alright. We are in the uncommons with that last one. Afterlife, when this creature dies, create 2 1/1 white and black spirit creature tokens with flying. Alright. Resolute Watchdog. Oh, good boy. That's a good boy right there. And you can just, like, the art on these, right? Like, that's a dog, clearly, right? But then you get to this and it's like, that's a person too. Never mind. God, the art on these are sweet. Alright. Little foil action. Wasn't sure how well that'd be picked up on camera. Pretty good. Pretty good. Alright. And a token. Token goes over here. That was pack 1. We're going to go a little bit quicker through pack 2. Again, one of the shock lands, Smothering Tithe. Short of that, we are probably losing money. Alright. Open the gates again. Yep. Thirsting Shade. Okay. Cruel Locket. Little Mana Rock. Dang. I am actually making a bird deck right now thanks to Final Fantasy and the Chocobos. Alright, let's go ahead and get to... Yeah, I'm not a patient person. Okay, here we go. Uncommons. Screaming Shield. Gatebreaker Ram. Rumbling Ruin. Yeah, alright. Alright, Sphinx of Foresight. You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, scry 3 at the beginning of your first upkeep. That's pretty cool. Alright. Before the game. Effects are always nice. And then I guess maybe each of these packs has a land that's a gate. Not entirely sure if that's true or not. Little spirit token. Alright, and on to the third pack. Again, we are most likely in the hole. I don't recognize any of these cards as anything even a little valuable. Yeah, we're gonna go smash or pass on pack 3. Pass. That's a pass for me. Smash. Let's go. Pass. Ooh. 10 years ago. Nah, that's a smash. 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 No, pass. Looks like someone already smashed. Pass. Pass. Smash. Let's go. Smash. Smash, smash, smash. Guardian Project, that's about a $15 card. We're up. Video 1, we're up. Kind of kills the whole end I had planned to say, but guys, don't do this. We'll finish this out. Smash. Smash. Yeah, I'd smash. We don't smash tokens. We live in a society. Anyways, packs 1, 2, 3 in the books. Public service announcement though, don't do this. This is not wise. Buy singles, buy proxies. Don't crack packs. It is not a financially sound investment. Yeah.